The War Thunder Dickermax, a flank, and a dream. This is gonna be one heck of a game. Alright everyone, hello, what is up? TheLoganatorz here and welcome back to another War Thunder video. It has been way too long since I made a video on the channel and I need to get back on my schedule. Well, honestly, I'm going to tell you the truth here. I've actually been recording a ton of War Thunder to make videos, but of the 4 videos I made in the past 3 weeks, the one you're seeing right now is the only one that I felt proud enough to put on the channel, if that makes any sense. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this is still room for improvement because I just wanted to get this out there as soon as I could because it's been 3 weeks, which was way too long, and that depresses me almost as much as the gun on this tank. I mean, look at this thing, it's, wow, that depression's insane. But anyways, yeah, I've gone through 4 videos, I've begun the narration on 3 of the 4. All of them have been in Adobe After Effects, so there's a lot of content that just didn't make it to the channel in the last 3 weeks because I wasn't happy with how it was going. But what I was happy with is this Dickermax gameplay, and I wanted to bring that to you partly because I've been inspired by Orange Doom and I've been watching a lot of his videos, and I'm like, hey, let's try and do that sort of style of video because I think that'd be fun and maybe you guys like it. So let me know if you guys do end up enjoying this style of War Thunder videos and if you would like to see more tank gameplay, maybe ARB, definitely ARB, and I don't know, maybe we'll throw in some helicopter and naval battles just for some salt and criticism, right? So anyway, first tank of the match, KV-1, straight through the middle into the machine gunner position. He is out. Now, the Dickermax's gun just punches through almost everything at this BR. It is pretty insane. The only thing I haven't really had the best luck with this gun is the KV-1's turn. That thing is pretty difficult to pen, especially on the cheeks. From what I've had in the past, it just doesn't work that well. I was going to advance up here, but there appears to be that Russian anti-air, anti-tank vehicle just sitting there, and if I push up, I have a feeling that is going to give me a run for my money, to say the least. You can see me trying to fight with a gun here. When I enter third person, it changes the elevation way too much, so I'm just trying to fight it. You can see that circle. It's just like moving all over the place when I move over objects that are closer to me. But yeah, that truck ends up just running away for now, so we are actually free to push up in a minute, and I'm gonna feel comfortable with that in just a second. So here we go, and we are up. We got a couple Panzer IVs just holding the line here, looking down that corridor because there's a lot of tanks that come that way. But the good thing is they're clearing them all out, and it's going to give an opportunity for one of us to flank. And since I'm further ahead, even though this tank isn't fast, I still can just about make it up there, I think, even though that is where they spawn. And if I'm caught on the move, it could be bad. However, that does bring in another point that I'll discuss later in the video, as will become more evident. You may have heard this from Orange Doom's videos, but the German tanks are pretty darn heavy, and they almost act as like a stabilizer. This is just repeating information from Orange Doom, and I definitely felt it in this video, so that is something to keep in mind when you're playing German tanks, is just the pure weight. But anyways, we round the corner here, and ooh, what is this? It's a KV-1 presenting a perfect sight-on target, and ouch, that is going to leave a mark, to say the least. I back up just behind this tank here to get some cover. You never know if a tank's going to come around the corner. I didn't see it at the time. I definitely heard it, but there was I believe a T-34 or a KV-1 just back there on the corner. You can see it in the third-person view now, or you just did. But yeah, didn't want to back up too much that way. So the only way is forward, and we're already getting that good flank. Look at our position on the map. We are behind enemy lines at this point. We're checking our corners. We're going to be very cautious. I hear enemy tanks around us, so I really got to be looking around my corners using the third-person camera. A cheat, well, I guess you can call it a cheat, is to use your track IR and look around the camera. And you can get crazy views when you do that. Maybe I'll demonstrate in another video, but you can almost extend your camera range by like twice as much. Anyway, T-34 drives up, presents a nice side-on target. T-34 from the side with the Dicker Max. Yeah, it just doesn't stand a chance. We're going to check our rear back here, make sure no one is coming, because this thing has no armor, and since it doesn't have a turret, you got to make sure you're pointing towards the enemy, which is a little difficult to do on the flank. So we're going to keep our gun towards where the enemy spawns. They're going to be coming along this road if I see any. We're checking left just to make sure any tanks are coming. I know there's tanks to the right because that's where a popular spot is. What is this? Another KV-1. It is tank hunting season right now. These KV-1s are not having a good day. All these tanks from the side with the Dicker Max APHE. It's not going to stand a chance. Yeah, this gun is just the one shot. You've got to love it. You've got to love one shot APHE at this BR. Honestly, this BR of tanks, 4.7, 4.3, that's probably the most fun I've had in Tank RB. It is just such fun BR to play. T-34 from the rear, gonna go right into the turret-ish. Yeah, it just about makes it in there. It says crew knocked out, but I didn't actually see any damage to the crew. Interesting. I thought that actually went through the turret ring, but no, it just kind of skimmed along the top of the tank. There's another KV-1, doesn't know I'm here, and goodbye. Oh, the ammunition explodes and the turret just flies right off. Doesn't get more satisfying than that, does it? Yak the Panzer IV moving up with me. He's got some bushes on him, which kind of reminds me, I'm actually grinding up in the Warbond shop to get free bush decals. That's going to be something I'm looking forward to in that Warbond shop. I've used the Warbond shop mostly before to get unique profile icons. Just because I'm into collecting rare profile icons and titles. Just something I like to do. It's kind of like baseball cards, except in a game. And very grindy, I guess. I don't know. Baseball cards are pretty grindy too, I guess. Anyways, let's get off the topic of that and start just pushing towards the enemy spawn. We're back on the front lines of our team. Oh, there's a tank, and boom. Oh. Even the angled armor of the T-34 isn't enough for the Dicker Max. It is just annihilated. Now, that isn't too surprising because the pen on this thing is pretty insane. And even though the T-34's armor is slanted, he's not at an angle. And it's a relatively thin piece of armor. I'm pretty sure it's only 70 millimeters. I know at least the first T-34 model is. That's a later model, so it could be later. Anywho, that's another tank down, so we'll move up. Just gonna check around the corner ever so carefully. Really easy to die. Oh, there's another tank. KV-1. Bam. Straight through the front again. That's where you gotta kill him. And that just does the trick. So, we've basically annihilated the entire enemy opposition on this side of the map. So, we're in a really good spot to just move right up to their spawn. So, since there's no enemies left and where we're at in the map, there's only forward. So we're going to move up this road and keep our head on a swivel. Keeping your situational awareness in the Dicker Max is paramount to your success because, like I said before, the turret just doesn't really... There's no turret, so you don't have the maneuverability some other tanks do. And look at the turret, it's not the best you can get out of a tank. So it's really a glass cannon. You don't get too much maneuverability, but as you can see here, if you catch the enemy by surprise, this thing is just lethal. It'll take out the team if you know how to play it right. And it's not too hard to play it right with that gun, so it's really a fun tank. I am having so much fun in this. I'm going to pause for a second and just wait for my team to push up with me, because I am part of the front line now. I don't want my flanks to be exposed, because that's what really kills this tank. We've got our friendly forces on the right. They're going to engage any enemy opposition that we have on our direct right flank, which is very useful. They could be in the trees up there to our 2 o'clock, which is I'm a little worried about that, but it's not too big of a concern. I do hear some enemy engine noises, I believe, to the left. The Jagdpanzer is engaging. He's got it taken care of, though, so I'll let him do his thing. and we'll just push up to the enemy spawn. This is where we spot a KV-1 just after our friendly forces tracer went in there. I think that was a Panzer that fired at him. I'm trying to see which tanks are the ones that are alive. There's a lot of just tanks that are part of the map here. It's a KV-1, and this is where I have trouble penning him. It's right in that turret. I do kill the commander and loader there, but those turret cheeks, you can't really get a good shot on, as you're going to see in this next shot. I was a little happy with that shot though, because the breach was pretty heavily damaged, and I thought if he tried to fire too many times it was going to take him out. There he goes, like right in there, right in the turret. Just too heavily armored for even the Dicker Max to pen. So you just got to know where to aim with this. You can't be too quick, or else that will happen. A little LQ there with the artillery that went all around me. I'm kind of surprised I didn't take any damage. That was a bit of luck for me. Now, this is a new mechanic that I wasn't familiar with. Wasn't quite fast enough for that SU-85 there. But this is a new mechanic I'm not really familiar with. The enemy spawn, if you get too close, look at this, you can't fire inside anymore. Now, I don't know if that was because I was in the enemy spawn, or if it was check the bottom left, packet loss up 30%. That is bad. This is where I realized, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to fire. So I start my reverse, and Dicker Max reverse, let's just say, is subpar, to say the least. And yeah, we got bad network connection here, and unfortunately that is going to be my reckoning for the Dicker Max. 11 minutes, 8 tanks destroyed, 1 assist, 2,200 points. Not bad at all. And to add the cherry on top of this game, we're going to take out the 109 G6, loaded down with a 250 kilogram warhead. So let's go spot on that, take it out. I love taking out airplanes in the tank matches. They're just fun to provide air cover, and like, hey, there's a tank over here, you scout them, you shoot them, you mark them for your teammates. It's a really fun, you can't really play other tank games the way you can with War Thunder, as in you're providing support with planes. That's what I'm trying to say. I did wait a few minutes because the packet loss there, just waiting for that to go down a little bit. Once it gets below like 15, I'm comfortable with taking out the plane. And yep, there we go, down to 5%, which is what I want to see. Yeah, it must be on like the Russian server or something, not too sure what that was about. Friendly 110 in the air. We've got friendly forces capturing the A point. It's game over at this point. We're just trying to pick up a couple more kills just for the fun of it. What was that, like 2 enemies on the team? I'm looking for air targets. I don't see any. Time to pot some victory smoke, because why not? And we'll start searching for hostiles. It's kind of hard to see with all that smoke on the ground, so I'm going to be looking for tracers and other friendly units marking people. There's one. He is dead, unfortunately, after that one shot. So we're going to circle around here, just look for some more targets. Not too much left for us to kill. Everyone's about dead. Look at that carpet bombing, that's awesome. I do spot a marker there though, and it seems to be just a little gas truck, so we might be able to kill it with our guns here. So we'll go in for a run. Bullets are going straight through the building. There we go. We got one of the gunners, I believe, so he is down. All that's left now is to go around and finish him. That STUH, the Stuff 42G, needs our help because he doesn't have a turret and he's not as maneuverable as that truck is, so that truck can easily take him out. Luckily, we sent a 20mm straight through the other gunner, and he is no more. Our team is about to cap the A point, and that is going to be game. Hopefully I can pick up this one last kill, though. I've got a 250 kilogram bomb. I spot a tank, but it is not to be. However, you do just about see the final kill here in the bottom right. Boom, there we go. Also got ground to ground achievement. That's awesome. I've been grinding out a couple achievements recently, so that's a nice thing to see. Look at all these rewards. 3,000 RP, 46,000 Silver Lions, and we are researching the Panzer IV now. So I was really happy with this game, and I hope you guys were happy of how the video turned out. This is a little different from what I've done before, so let me know if you want to see more of this style of video, and yeah, just what your general thoughts were. Guys, I do hope you've enjoyed, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.